Right, we are just a couple of days away from one of the biggest and most exciting long distance triathlon races in the triathlon calendar. It is Challenge Roth. It's arguably one of the fastest courses out there, and as a result it attracts a big pro field, both chasing fast times and a nice big prize purse, and this year is no exception. Who is going to be crowned the male and female champions? And that is why I've brought in the ultimate triathlon statistician. It is Thorsten Radde. Thanks again for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me again. It seems that I didn't do a too bad job for the Lanzarote prediction, so...
You did a fantastic job. And that's why I brought you in, because I want to pick your brains and basically make some predictions for Challenge Roth. Now, if you haven't watched our Lanzarote video already, Thorsten is the brains behind a very clever TriRating system. Now, Thorsten, you did a really good job of explaining this in the last video. Would you mind sort of summarizing it for anyone that didn't see that?
Well, sure. Basically, I have a pretty large database of pro triathlon results going back to 2005. So whenever someone shows up on the start list of any long distance race, and 70.3 race 2 as well, I can just have a look at the times that they had in the past and build a prediction for the upcoming course. And that takes into account not only if an athlete has been fast or slow, but also if the course itself has been fast or slow. So, I mean, if someone goes fast in Lanzarote, it means something completely different than if someone goes fast in Texas or in Roth as well. Because there's a lot of differences in time between that.
So it really does look at an athlete's form rather than, you placed first, second or third.
Yes, I'm trying to come up with the performance on a neutral course for each of the athletes in a race, and then build the predictions on top of that.
Okay, and you have already gone into some depth looking at these athletes and those athletes that are on the start list for Challenge Roth for 2018, and that is in your rating report.
Yes.
So should we get stuck into this?
Yeah, well, you can get that on TriRating.com. It's a download that's free and donations are gladly accepted. Basically looking through the results that we had in the past, look at over the course. I've got some nice feedback from Belinda Granger, who's raced here a number of times on the course and how to race it fast. And then look at all the data for the athletes that we have on the pro start list this year. Some predictions, some in-depth look at the strengths and weaknesses for each of the athletes, and basically to come up with, well, a mental picture of what race day will look like, so that you can spot, is this developing as planned, or is someone else having a really good or really bad day, and what we can expect on race day.
Okay, so first of all, should we take a look at the men's field? And I think there's one that really stands out on the start list this year.
Obviously, yeah, bib number 1, Sebby Kienle, Kona winner 2014, I think. He's raced here twice before at the start of his long distance racing career.
He
came second twice, 2 times with sub-8 finishes. I think he was the first rookie who ever did a sub-8 in his first long distance race. Yeah, and I mean, if Sebby is on form, he's the clear favorite for this year's race as well.
Who is going to be a threat to him today?
There's a number of people that could make things interesting. I mean, James Kunnama, we haven't seen him racing this year, but he was very strong at the end of last year.
And a previous winner.
And a previous winner in Roth with a sub-8 time as well. So he's certainly a threat if he's on form. Andy Dreitz is just doing his second long distance race ever. He won his first one with a pretty good time and an X on the bike, and he could make things interesting at least for a long time. We've Cameron Worth in there, who
and
just
off the
did
back of a very good result the weekend.
Just of Nice, yes.
Posting
so we'll see how the
record bike split as well. So you never know.
Yeah, I don't know if he's able to hold it on the run, but he could at least make things interesting for the swim and the bike for a long time. Maybe drag Sebby along. Maybe he doesn't see Sebby at all during the day. That would be his goal, I guess.
We can't forget fellow Brit Joe Skipper.
Of course. I mean, Joe has been racing well here the last 2 years, second twice with pretty respectable runs. I think the first year he was second, he was even faster than Frodo when Frodo did his world record. So, yeah, I mean, Joe, if he's on form, he's certainly won at least for the podium. And I'm sure that he's not looking for another second. He'll be looking for claiming the title. And maybe get a bit on Sebby this time. But yeah, if Sebby is on form, he's always been running extremely well in his summer races. Sebby will be hard to beat.
And also going by like the dynamics of the race. So if we obviously the swim, first portion of the race, those people that might be away and Sebby's going to be chasing down. We've got people like Evert Schiltinger.
Luke Bell. You've got also some of the late additions that are not in the version of the report yet. You have printed there. Ivan Rania is there as well after backing up from Lanzarote. I mean, he's certainly one that's going to be in there after the swim. And the dynamics after the swim will be similar to what Sebby is always facing in Kona. He probably has to make up some time towards the front, but the front group will not be as large as it is in Kona. Basically in Kona you have like 30 people waiting for the bike power to show up in the climb to Hawi. Here you may have a group of maybe a handful of athletes at the front, and then Sebby bridging up to them, possibly having Cam Wurf in tow or somewhere close to him. And then the dynamics will be interesting. Who's trying to go with Cam if he really goes to the front? If Sebby is just going to do his own race, what the other maybe not quite as experienced, especially on this course, athletes are going to do. So that could make for an interesting race on Sunday in the men's field.
So I'm going to put you on the spot. Top 3 predictions.
Well, it's hard to beat against Sebby as the winner. I think Joe is going to be on the podium as well. Don't think it'll be the top spot, but on the podium as well. And got to go with Germany, I guess. Andy Dreitz will have a good race there. But then again, James Kuhnema, I'm not sure really.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I struggled to pick out the top 3 as well. Okay, let's move on to the women's. And again, we do have quite a clear favourite in Lucy Charles, but she's not alone. There are some very good competitors on the list as well.
Well, I mean, just talking about the race dynamics, it's clear that Lucy will be out in the front after the swim, and she'll hold on and maybe even extend the lead on the bike. But there's a number of really strong athletes that'll challenge her on the run. It'll all depend on how much improvement Lucy's run will have had compared to her earlier races. We've got Kaiser Sally in the race, who's a super strong runner. She can easily put 5-8 minutes into her on the run. So that's about the distance that I see between the two of them after the bike. Yeah, so then things could get really interesting in the final stages of the run too.
Yeah, I mean, looking actually at some of your predictions, sort of the swim time, you're actually saying Lucy Charles could be almost 8 minutes ahead of Kaiser Sally out of the swim. Lucy has in the past maybe been a slightly stronger cyclist than Kaiser Sally, but yeah, like you said, Kaiser Sally has a very strong run, so it could be really close on that final portion.
Yeah, and we have a number of other athletes that are going to be in the mix as well. I mean, Laura Sedell is also a good strong biker. Yvonne, probably even the strongest biker in the field. Daniela Zemna, who's going to be in there mixing it up. So even if Kaiser is nominally maybe not the fastest biker compared to Lucy especially, she may have a number of other competitors that are close to her and that help her, pace the bike a little bit more aggressively than she has been done in the past. I mean, in Kona, I know she had a pretty bad swim for her and was riding the bike almost on her own. If that can change a little bit, and she's, well, maybe not within a group because we have a 20-meter drafting rule, I think, for Roth this year, then things may be quite different for Lucy not being able to quite extend the lead as much, and then Kaiser being in a position to run her down in the last hour of the run.
Now, do you know out of the women's if there's any that have experience of the course?
Well, Yvonne has won here 3 times and raced, I think, 7 times or so. Okay. She's certainly experienced to race here.
So you can't look past that. I mean, Lucy's coming in. This is her debut at Challenge Roth. And I mean, having experience of the course is pretty invaluable, really. So
yeah, I mean, that's what a lot of people are not aware of, that the bike course is super fast, but it's not an easy bike course to ride. I'm not sure if you've had the chance to look at the bike course. It's surprisingly hilly and technical in certain sections. So you really need to be able to know where to put out the effort, where you can ride fast, where you need to be maybe a little bit more cautious because there's tight corners coming up. And that's certainly something that Yvonne has going for her. She knows the course, she knows how to race it fast, and that could also help the second group maybe not quite lose as much time to Lucy as Lucy would like to see.
Do you think Lucy could potentially take the record of Chrissy Wellington? It's a tough one, isn't it?
And I don't think so. I mean, Chrissy's time, 8:18, that is just so crazy fast. I mean, just look at the marathon, 2:42 or 2:44 is what? 2:44. I think she did. Yeah, I don't think we'll see that anytime soon. Daniela was close 2 years ago when in perfect conditions. Eventually that time will fall, but I don't think it'll be this year.
Okay, top 3 predictions for the women.
I'll go with Lucy, at least in the top 3. I'm not sure about the order. Kaisa also on the podium. And as with the men, got to go with the Germans, so Daniela Zemler is going to be on the podium as well.
Well, that has been absolutely fascinating. I can't wait until Sunday to watch this race. So do make sure you tune in and see whether me and Thorsten are right on our predictions. And please do head over to the TriRating website because it is absolutely fascinating. You've done some amazing work on that. So thanks again for joining us, Thorsten. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more videos from GTN, click on the globe and subscribe.
Yeah, please tune in to the live stream on Sunday as well on the Challenge Road website. And I guess you have a bunch of interesting bike posts, facts about the race. So lots of them under this post here.
Yeah, if you'd like to see Andreas Dreit's pro bike, one of the big contenders for this weekend, you can see that by clicking down here.